Online voting using biometric. My supervisor, Dr. S. M. Lathor, co-supervisor, Ms. M. Gautami, Department of CS. V.KARTHI, Department of Master of Computer Application. This is my project start. The problem of voting is still critical in terms of safety and security. So I have developed a web-based voting system using fingerprint and Aadhaar card. It provides a high performance with high security to the voting system. Also, we use web technology to make the voting system more practical. The online voting system allows the voters to scan their fingerprint, which is then matched with an already saved image within a other card database of government. Users must log in by Aadhaar card number and password and click on each or favorable candidates to cast the vote. This will increase the voting percentage in India and reduce the cost of voting process by using biometric fingerprint. It provides enough security which reduces the false vote. The existing system, the voters has to visit the booths to vote a candidate, so raise wastage of time. The voter has to manually register into the voter list. All the information of the voter or candidate is to be filling in manually. Though some steps have been taken by the election commission and the election laws to check misuse of official machinery during the elections. In India, many voters do not cast their votes. The voting percentage generally is almost 50 to 60%. Therefore, the representative bodies are not truly representative. Disadvantages: excessive time consuming, too much paperwork, ineligible voters can cast votes. This is an existing architecture. How the process will always doing is manually the user go to the election commission office with the voter ID code. They directly check and cast their votes. Then finally election commission will declare the results of the day. Problem defined: elections are a defining futures of democratic government by government, but all too frequently we take the actual okay, mechanics of the election for granted. There are several problems when it comes to election. One of the problem is whether the candidate played fairly throughout the election. Another problem is whether the voter that are being cast being counted correctly or even being counted at all. For instance, a type of voting would not be satisfied with is the paper ballot way of voting. With paper ballots, it is possible to recount the votes if there is an allegation of fraud. Proposed system: the biometric online voting system with biometric fingerprint using Aadhaar code. Only eligible voters are permitted to cast their vote. Remove human fallibility from the tabulation process and make your election result available within seconds of the close of the election. No paper ballots, no postage, and no printing. Allows voters to go back and correct mistake before final submission of their ballot. Once a ballot has been submitted, however, it is final and cannot be altered. Advantages of the proposed system: only eligible voters are permitted to cast their vote. There is no association between voters' identification and a marked ballot. No voter can cast his ballot more than once. No one can forge a valid ballot, and a voter's ballot cannot be altered. The valid ballots are counted correctly. No one can falsificate the result of voting. Voters can verify that their ballots are counted correctly. This is a proposed system architecture. How the functions will happen here, easy to understand. The overall control is election commission. It's having some function itself. The voters, new voters adding, deleting, and a new candidate adding, deleting, many process done by only the election commission. The biometric verification is done by the all supervisor. After that, then the verification is successful, then only the voter can go to the voting page. If voting successful, it stores the database and automatically log out the use voter. After the database is stored in election commission only show the particular data, so easy to declare the election result on the day itself. Models, I am using three models: authentication module, biometric authentication module, counting vote module. This module describes the authentication, so admin and users enters the application through login. Both admin and users must have the separate username password. There are two submodules as follows: election commission login, user login. Biometric authentication module. Other card module authentication will enhance the additional security. We are creating link between other card database with the voting system database. The verification process depends on biometric fingerprint only. Counting vote model. This model will count the number of votes received from user application to database. Once they are proceed, the action voters should be revoked. They are not allowed the performs for the voting process in a specific duration. Oh yeah, also the system. Thank you. Data flow diagram. It's how the data will flow in the application. Okay, voters logging to the username password, and after that biometric verification done by the all supervisor. If fingerprint matched, then only go to the user profile view, or the manually check all supervisor age eligibility already voted or not. If verification successfully, after then only the voter can vote the particular candidate. If vote can be successfully done, then automatically log out the voter page. Entity relationship diagram is explain what is what are the entity relation to the candidate, voters, admin, and election. Here all are having a commonly other number mostly, then the voter name, candidate name, admin name, and then sub admin name. So same process here happening. Use case diagram, how the which data are only sharing to admin and voters. Voter can access these four function data only. Candidate information, they can only log in their profile, voters profile they can be. After that they can pull their votes. Data dictionary is contains a lot of fields in data. So, what they are doing, then only they describe the other one column. Data design is nothing. We can using lot of field names. It contains a specific data type and its size, and we can provide a specific constraint to that field name. System requirements, normally when we doing mm, we develop a project, we can using some hardware. Also I'm using code to do processor, what is 15 GB monitor, LCD or LED mouse, or Logitech RAM 4 GB. Software requirements are operating system Windows 7, 8, front-end ASP.NET, C Sharp, .NET, IDE, Visual Studio, backend MySQL. Future enhancement: the system at the moment permits voters to log into the sites with ease. The Aadhaar card number, name, and the system could also be enhanced by displaying the voting result through the use of bar chart, pie chart, and also we could yeah, user interface which would help the administrator and election analysis in reviewing the voting results. Implementing the touch screen system to easy way to voters can cast their votes. Eyes recognition mechanism can be able to analyze people can cast their vote. Some additional security applications to implement with the online voting system. Conclusion: over implementing of this project we can change the face of today's voting system, making it more secure and corruptionless. It will give a fair chance to every leader to win on the basis of his or capability and not on the basis of strength of money and power. The scope of the project can be raised to the society, institutional or national level by using a more secure and efficient database management system that could handle hundreds, thousands or billions of users. We can look the screenshots. It helps to how the project ran. Okay, I had yeah, three models: home admin page, sub admin page. This is admin page. Admin page contains the user details, candidate details, and the result of the election. These functions it's having itself. After that, this is subadmin. Subadmin allows to the interact with the system, so maybe user login, candidate login, new registration, and new candidate registration. These things are after that. If the user login by the username and password, after that checking the biometric fingerprint if eligible or not, they are successfully verified. After that the user profile will open. But they then the also process checks all information. If they are eligible means next go to the voting page. Then the user wants to vote the favorable candidate. If successfully voted means the notification box will open. After that automatically log out. Finally the result will declared by on the day itself by the election commission. How many votes every candidate got in the result will show the party name and the candidate name. Thank you for watching. I am reference from these above authors to doing this my online application project. Thank you for watching.